What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So this is our weekly pop culture analyst breakdown where I discuss recent news going on in the world of Marvel, DC, Star Wars. You all know the drill by now. So without further ado, let's get started talking about the MCU. So some pretty big news came out a few days ago. The Blade movie that was announced like 10 million years ago that was going to star Mahershala Ali has reportedly been pulled from, it has been pulled from the November calendar of 2025 directly from Marvel Studios. This is speculation. This is like officially pulled from the plug, like it's not happening next year, which we all kind of thought because they haven't done a day of filming. So I wasn't expecting this movie to come out in like less than a year and get pre-production, filming, post-production, all that stuff done in 365 days. It just wasn't feasible. But there is some good news because a couple days later, Daniel RPK, who is a very, very accurate source a lot of times, he does get some stuff wrong here and there, but I'd say a good 75-80% of the time there is at least some partial validity to what he's saying. And he said that the Blade movie isn't in fact canceled, and production is going to start next year in the UK, and it'll have a very dark, violent, and gritty tone, which is exactly what a Blade movie needs, as well as also having a smaller budget, which could actually be really good and help the film, because let's be real, a Blade movie's probably not going to make $1 billion. So having it be smaller budget, which is just a vampire movie, it doesn't need to have a $300-400 million budget like an Avengers film. It could really work, and I think having a smaller budget is going to get a lot more investment back for Disney and Marvel. Fans are going to be happy if it's really good. So it looks like Mahershala Ali might have won and finally got the Blade movie that he and the fans have been clamoring for. So I'm excited to check it out and see what they do with it. Moving on, we got an official release date for Spider-Man 4. Do we have a title? No. So we don't know if this is going to be multiversal based, street level based, maybe a bit of both like we had heard a couple years ago and really just every day since then. I'm really hoping they don't bring Toby and Andrew back. I mean, bringing one back's questionable enough. I really just want to street, even if it's not street level, even if they do something different, I just want to see Spider-Man on his own, without mentors, without Toby and Andrew Spider-Man. I just want to see a grounded Tom Holland Spider-Man movie. And I've said this many times. The movie does come out July 24th, 2026, which is a little scary for somebody like me who again wants that grounded street level Spider-Man film, because this comes out right after Avengers Doomsday. So there's two ways I think they could go about it. If it's street level, then this is almost guaranteed to be a prequel, because considering Doomsday is heavily rumored to end on a cliffhanger that'll lead right into Secret Wars, this might pull a Ant-Man and the Wasp or a Captain Marvel and be set before Doomsday comes out, or the Doomsday event happens, I should say, which is what I'm really hoping for, because again, I really want the street level Spider-Man story. If it is more multiversal, then this will most definitely take place in between Doomsday and Secret Wars, and there's rumors that Battle World is going to basically be where a couple of these movies that take place in between those two Avenger films is going to be. Knowing that, I think if they do a Battle World story with Spider-Man, that could be something unique and different enough from No Way Home to where even if they did bring back the other Spider-Man, and again, it's not what I really want, but I think they could make it a fun and clever way of doing it again without making it feel like a complete gimmick. So that's what I'm hoping for. And speaking of Spider-Man movies, well, not really a Spider-Man movie, but Venom 3's box office is in. The film made 175 million globally, which isn't bad, and I'm sure it's probably, if I had to estimate, probably going to end up like probably no more than 500 million at most. So it's not going to be as big as the first film. It might make, can't remember how much the second film made, but it might be more on par with that. I think that was like roughly $500 million, give or take. But I suspect it will probably end up being the lowest grossing Venom film. I mean, if I had to guess estimates, it'd be 450 million to 500 million would be, I think, a rough end of where it's going to go, because this doesn't have the greatest word of mouth. I mean, I do know this movie has a lot of fans, but there's also a lot more people than normal saying they just weren't a big fan of this movie and that it was underwhelming for them, which is totally understandable because I'm one of those people as well. So I don't know if this movie is really going to have legs or not, but, you know, we'll see if fans turn out, if the ones that are really excited and really enjoyed this film and are hyped for the future of Noel, Sony Spider-Verse, which surely aren't many, but either way, we'll see if they can actually pull out some extra people to go to the cinemas. Moving on, back to some more MCU news, Daredevil Born Again has an official release date. This broke probably about a week or so ago. It's March 4th, 2025, so we're hitting the new year pretty strong with this. I'm Obviously, very excited because Daredevil Season 3 in particular might be my favorite piece of Marvel entertainment we've ever gotten, like in terms of shows or movies. It's a masterpiece in every sense of the word. I love everything about it. Great story, great characters. And obviously, being a big Daredevil fan just in general, I'm very excited for this and just to see what they're going to do with the character of Daredevil. Apparently, the leak trailer that came out or whatever is going to have Matt Murdock and Kingpin kind of working together for a common goal, which does sound pretty interesting. I think the two really build off one another well, kind of in that Christian Bale Batman and Heath Ledger Joker kind of way. So I'm very excited to see what they're going to do with this show. I'm glad they brought back, I can't think of their names, but Foggy and Karen Page, Foggy Nelson. Yep, there we go. I'm glad we get the trio back, so I'm really hoping this is going to be great, which honestly, the fact that I've heard insiders saying this is going to be really, really good, and just the leak trailer that I didn't really make a whole lot out of, but we saw Punisher. It had a very dark, gritty tone. I'm hyped for this, guys. I really see a lot of potential, and this might just be the best project of 2025 from Marvel Studios. Lastly, Agatha All Along has its finale at the time of making this video tomorrow night, so that's Wednesday night. I usually have church that night, so I may not be able to watch those last couple episodes, but I'm definitely going to watch it Thursday night and then probably have my review up this coming Friday. I'm pretty excited for this. I've really been enjoying the show. I haven't been loving it as much as some people have, and I'll get my full review and breakdown again on Friday. But, quick point of reference, it's miles better than She-Hulk, Secret Invasion, Echo, just maybe not on the highs of, say, Loki, X-Men 97, some stuff around there. But, no, I wouldn't even say it's as good as WandaVision, but it's definitely a solid show. I think that Kathryn Hahn just gives a great performance. And if you haven't watched the show, I'd say give it a watch. It definitely feels fresh and different than other offerings we've gotten from Marvel lately. And last but not least, there really isn't a lot of other news outside of Marvel that I think is really worth noting on from a pop culture standpoint. But for Star Wars, the Rey movie has officially lost its writer. Wow, who would have thought? Either the writer or the director seems to leave like 95% of these projects because Kathleen Kennedy or whatever. So, I don't know, guys. It's another doomed Star Wars project as far as I'm concerned, which it's unfortunate, but at the same time, I don't know a lot of people that were really clamoring for this movie. I mean, I certainly wasn't dreading it like some people. I was really hoping they'd find a way to redeem the character of Rey from the sequels, but, it is what it is, guys. I mean, it hasn't been officially canceled, so there's always a chance that they could make this happen. But, yeah, as long as they don't cancel my Dawn of the Jedi James Mangold movie, which I'm much more excited to see, I'll be content and happy for the most part, because to me that's exactly what I want to see Star Wars do, is just go to an entirely different era of the time period. Just give us a unique, fresh story with original characters. I think that's one of the reasons why, again, I like The Acolyte more than most, is because it did that. And I'm really hoping Dawn of the Jedi can just be a much better version of The Acolyte in that regard. So yeah, that's all I got for today, guys. It's going to be a shorter video than normal because outside of some Marvel news that we talked about, there hasn't been a lot else to really discuss. So just let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I'll catch you all later. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. If you liked what you've seen here and you want to see more, please feel free to like, subscribe, share, and check out my other videos in the link in the description down below, and I will see you all later.